One of the main reasons for this is that we have a slope here, which may not actually be that important, and that's actually because we selected this as our base. So I'll disconnect this and this one as well. Then I'll select the piece in the middle, and using the space, I can rotate it like this. Alright, then rotate it once more and then move it up here, and then I'll hit tab. We just have to find its connection points in order to join the two pieces, and there it is. So here we go. Alright, so let's see what we have after that. We have to select the piece on the bottom and then move it downwards, or I can select the align tool and align it with these 2 points of the piping system below. Alright, and then after that I'll use the trim tool to connect these up and trim them as well. Now we still have a gap here, which is why we get the warning here, so I'll move it to connect it up. Alright, and there it is. So I'll save the file up to this point. And then for the piece that we have in the piping system up here, we have to put in a 45-degree angle, and then we can start drawing the pipes once again. Alright, delete this and just keep the fitting. So the angle is actually 50 degrees, so I'll have to do this again. Alright, this time using a 45-degree angle. We'll start drawing and then delete the pipe, and then I'll put a measurement here and put in about 40 centimeters for this part. Now we can lock it up so the 40 centimeters stays stable, but I'll leave it be for now. And then as you can see, the fitting that we have here, this may be, I don't know, maybe 90 degrees itself, which we can change later on as well. Alright, so we proceed to the parts on the right and the piping system here. Let me just select the fitting here and move it down. Then right click on the pipe left to it and select draw pipe using a 45-degree angle. Alright, then delete the fitting here and then connect the pipes here using the trim tool. And then I'll connect the fitting that's left unfinished to the pipe on the right. Now when we connect these two up, a piece appears in the middle, which I can select and delete as well. And instead of that, I can select the fitting on the right and move it upwards. And I can also select the fitting on the left and move it towards the right direction, so we can connect these two up. Alright, and then let's go to the part on the left. Now here we need to move the siphon so it doesn't hit the suspended ceiling. And also a very important point regarding this part is that when we select the siphon and move it upwards, the piping on the left of it just moves to the point of the fitting to the right of it. Now if I hit Ctrl Z, I can reverse this maneuver to get the angle of the pipe back to where it was. Alright, so then Ctrl Y. Alright, now after this we have to assess what we have in the next part and get to it. Let me just save the file up to this point, and then I'll load up a new project using the mechanical template, and then I'll hit OK. Alright, after we've done that, on the new project I'll select the pipe tool, and then let's see what we have here. I'll go with this type of pipe using a diameter of 110 millimeters. Then I'll put it on the slope down setting and the value of 2%. Then we go to the plan and draw the piece right here. Alright, after that, I'll go to the mechanical section of the detailing of the pipe and then put the system type on sanitary. Then I'll head over to the visibility graphics menu, and through the filters, I'll uncheck all of the items here and hit OK. Alright, and then from the modify tab and using the split tool, I'll split the pipe up in these 3 points. Now let's go to a viewpoint where we can see the pipe. Now in the south view, I'll put it on fine setting and select the pipe and move it upwards. As you can see, all of the pipe moves as one. Let me just reverse that. But this didn't happen in our previous work.
So with attention to that, I'll go to the edit family option and here select these two connections that we have. As you can see, the system classification is on fitting. So after that, I'll go to the 3D view that we have on the piping system that we created ourselves in the plan. Let's head over to the family of this one to see what it's been set on under the system classification. And as you can see, it's been set on fitting as well. So I'll close this. And so in the previous work, I'll select the siphon itself. So this one's been set on fitting as well, and it's pretty much the same. So I'll open these two up and put them on sanitary both.
Now an option pops up here that says allow slope adjustments. I'll check this item to activate it. Oh, this one's been activated, so let's just uncheck both of them and then load into project. Now let's just test it to see if we can get any answers or not. Override the existing version, and then I'll right click on this and select the detail tool and open it up. Alright, now if I select this piece and move it upwards, all of it moves as one. Now this feature can actually help you a lot, or it can slow your progress down depending on where you use it and whether you can manipulate it or not. Now as you can see, all of the piping system moves as one. And this is just another point that you need to keep in mind and pay close attention to it. So after that, I'll close the window. Close this one and don't save the settings either. And then I'll close this one as well. Now here I'll select the system in this part and move it upwards just a bit so that we don't have any collisions with the suspended ceiling, which looks like this. After that, I'll go to the plan and get a copy of this and move it over here. And after pasting it, I'll use the move tool to move it over here and place it right on top of this line here. I'll put it on top of the circle here, and then I'll hold C and then click on it to place it. Alright, there we go. Then I'll double click on the new cut and open it up. Now we actually have a structure quite like the last one right here. Let me just pinpoint it so you can see it. It's right here, so I can select this part of the piping system all the way to the point right behind the siphon because it's pretty much the same structure. Alright, then let's go back to the plan. Then here, using the copy tool, I'll select the pipe that we have here and then copy it, and then I'll place it on the point that's to my desire. And as you can see, here it goes. Using this method speeds up your progress. Now let me go to the detail 3 so you can see where the pipe has been fitted. Now this pipe here from the bottom needs to go here and connect to the piece that we created. So I'll go to the detail, and because we don't have any siphons here, I'll copy the two fittings that we have in this part and then copy it and put it down here. Alright, then move it and then once again take it back to the piping system so we can connect it. Alright, then select it and move it upwards so we can place it on top of the ceiling. This just needs to rotate a bit, about 45 degrees, which I can select it and then go to the plan so you can see where it is. And here using rotate, I'll turn it around for about 45 degrees because this part needs to go in this direction and connect to that one. Now you may see the direction that this pipe goes into, but we can't actually apply that in practice. So after that, we'll proceed to the 3D view so you can see where they've been placed. They're right inside of the floor itself, and this one's basically on the edge right here, and we don't have any collisions with any beams, and this one's here as well. Alright, so then I'll select this piece to see where we have the elevation, it's minus 0.7. I'll select that and change it to minus 0.55. Think I've clicked on the wrong piece, so Ctrl Z. And then from this point, I'll select the draw pipe option. And then we proceed upwards in this direction to get to the other part of the system. And then click here to connect them up. Now in this point, we have a difference of elevation points. So we usually design this part a bit higher than normal because we have a vent in the higher floor of this. And we need to cover our vents up. Now I know this because we've already designed a piece like this before. Otherwise,